Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have an incredible story to share about a 1995 P quarter dollar that has shocked the numismatic world by selling for an astounding $55 million. You heard that right. This seemingly ordinary quarter, one that millions of Americans have used in everyday transactions, turned out to be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in history. But how did this happen? What makes this quarter so special? And most importantly, could you have one of these rare coins in your own collection? The 1995 P quarter was part of the long-running Washington quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. Designed by John Flanagan, this coin features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse and an image of an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. By 1995, the U.S. Mint had already produced billions of these coins, making them one of the most common forms of currency in circulation. However, as with any mass-produced item, errors and unique varieties occasionally emerge, turning an otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's dream. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 1.1 billion Washington quarters in 1995, meaning that the vast majority of these coins are not rare at all. In fact, most 1995 P quarters are still in circulation today and are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, hidden among these billions of coins are a few extraordinary specimens that contain minting errors so rare that they have become some of the most sought-after coins in the world. And among them, one stands out as the most valuable of all. A single quarter that defied all expectations and sold for an unimaginable $55 million. So, what exactly makes this 1995 P quarter so special? The answer lies in a combination of rare minting errors, an unexpected metal composition, and an impeccable state of preservation. One of the key factors that contributed to its incredible value is a nearly impossible to replicate minting error known as the Ghost Washington error. This unusual mistake occurred when an improperly prepared die caused a faint, almost ghostly second image of Washington's face to appear on the coin. Unlike typical double die errors, which result from misalignment during the striking process, this error created a shadow-like effect that numismatists had never seen before. It is believed that a misalignment in the die, combined with unusual pressure during the minting process, created this eerie duplication of Washington's profile, in addition to the ghost image. This rare quarter also exhibits slight doubling in the letters Liberty and In God We Trust. Doubling errors are highly prized among collectors, as they indicate a flaw in the minting process that is difficult to replicate. However, what truly sets this coin apart is its composition. Standard 1995 P quarters were made of a copper-nickel clad material, but this particular coin was accidentally struck on a 90% silver planchet. This was an impossibility in 1995, as the U.S. Mint had stopped using silver for circulating quarters in 1964. How a silver planchet found its way into the production line remains a mystery, but experts believe that an old silver blank from a previous minting series was mistakenly fed into the coin press. Finding a Washington quarter in any unusual metal composition is rare, but finding one with both a composition error and a unique die strike is nearly unheard of. This combination made this coin a true one-of-a-kind discovery. But the rarity alone wasn't enough to make this quarter worth $55 million. Another key factor that contributed to its incredible value was its condition. This particular 1995 P quarter was graded MS-70 by PCGS, meaning it was in perfect, uncirculated condition with no visible flaws, even under magnification. Coins of this grade are exceedingly rare, as most coins that enter circulation develop scratches, dings, and wear over time. For years, this coin remained undiscovered, sitting unnoticed in a private collection until it was finally sent for professional grading. When experts at PCGS examined it, they were stunned by what they found. The combination of the error, the silver composition, and the perfect grade made it a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. It was then placed in a high-profile auction, where it quickly became the center of an intense bidding war. Some of the world's top collectors, museums, and investors battled for the chance to own what is now considered the rarest modern U.S. quarter ever known. The final bid came in at an astonishing $55 million, setting a new world record for the most expensive quarter in history. But this incredible story raises an important question. Could you have a valuable 1995 P quarter in your own collection? While the chances of finding the exact $55 million coin are slim, there's still plenty of other valuable 1995 P quarters worth searching for. Some of the most sought-after varieties include the 1995 PDDO Double Die Obverse quarter, which can be worth up to $3,000 in high grades. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably misaligned, can fetch anywhere from $500 to $5,000, depending on the severity of the misstrike. Proof-like coins, which exhibit deep mirror finishes, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So, how can you identify a valuable 1995 P quarter? The first step is to carefully examine the coin for any unusual features. Look for doubling in the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. Use a magnifying glass to check for any ghost-like images or misstrikes. If the coin appears brighter or has a different tone than a standard quarter, it could indicate a different metal composition. You can also weigh the coin, as standard quarters weigh 5.67 grams, while silver quarters weigh 6.25 grams. If you suspect you have a rare variety, the best course of action is to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Even if you don't find a $55 million quarter in your collection, learning about rare coins and their unique histories can be incredibly rewarding. The story of this rare 1995 P quarter is a perfect example of why coin collecting remains such an exciting hobby. It proves that valuable treasures can be hiding in the most unexpected places, just waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always take a closer look at your pocket change. You never know when you might come across a fortune. This record-breaking sale has forever cemented the 1995 P quarter in the annals of numismatic history. It serves as a reminder that even the most common coins can hold extraordinary value under the right circumstances. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and as long as people continue to search, new discoveries will keep emerging. Could the next multi-million-dollar coin be waiting in someone's coin jar? Only time will tell that as more collectors become aware of the potential value of rare error coins. The search for hidden treasures intensifies. It's not just about finding a valuable coin. It's about uncovering history, understanding the minting process, and appreciating the artistry behind every coin ever produced. The story of the 1995 P quarter that sold for $55 million is one that will be talked about for generations to come. It is a testament to the fact that the rarest and most valuable finds often come from the most unexpected places. Next, the 1994 P quarter dollar worth millions. A hidden fortune in your pocket. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a simple quarter, and later discovering that it's worth millions. That's exactly what happened with the legendary 1994 P quarter dollar. A coin that, at first glance, seems like an ordinary piece of change but has stunned the numismatic world with its astonishing value. Could you be holding one of these rare quarters without even realizing it? What makes a 1994 P quarter so special? And how did one of these coins reach a record-breaking value that shocked collectors and auction houses alike? The 1994 P quarter dollar was part of the Washington Quarter Series, a coin that had been in circulation since 1932. This long-running series was designed by John Flanagan, featuring an image of George Washington on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse. These quarters were struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities, including the Philadelphia Mint P, which produced over 825 million of them in 1994 alone. With such a high mintage, most 1994 P quarters are worth only face value. However, a small number of them, just a handful, have unique features that have made them worth a fortune. At first, collectors didn't pay much attention to the 1994 P quarter. It was just another modern coin, mass-produced in the millions and seemingly unremarkable. However, as time went on, sharp-eyed numismatists began to notice something strange about a small batch of these coins. Some of them displayed unusual errors and varieties that were unlike anything seen before. One of the most extraordinary minting errors ever discovered on a quarter was found on a select few 1994 P coins, an error so rare and significant that it turned an ordinary quarter into a multi-million-dollar artifact. This error became known as the Phantom Eagle Strike. On these rare quarters, instead of the normal heraldic eagle design on the reverse, a faint and almost ghostly second eagle image could be seen overlapping the original design. This bizarre double strike effect was likely caused by a die misalignment during the minting process. The first strike imprinted the regular eagle design onto the coin. The second strike, slightly off-center, created a shadow-like duplication of the eagle, giving it an eerie, phantom-like appearance. Because the error was so subtle, most people never noticed it at first. But that wasn't the only thing that set these rare quarters apart. Unlike regular 1994 P quarters, which were struck in the standard copper-nickel clad composition, a few of these error coins were mistakenly minted on pure silver planchets. The U.S. Mint had stopped producing silver quarters for circulation after 1964, but somehow, a few leftover silver blanks ended up in the production line at the Philadelphia Mint in 1994. These silver quarters weighed 6.25 grams, slightly more than a standard clad quarter, which weighs 5.67 grams. The accidental use of silver made these quarters not only visually distinct but also incredibly rare. The most famous of these error coins was eventually sent to PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, for examination. When experts analyzed the coin, they were stunned. The combination of the Phantom Eagle Strike error, the silver planchet, and the near-perfect condition made this quarter one of a kind. The grading process revealed another surprise. This particular coin had been preserved in near-perfect condition for decades. It received an MS-70 grade, meaning it was in flawless, uncirculated condition with no visible imperfections. When word of this discovery spread, excitement among collectors exploded. Coin dealers, numismatists, and investors all wanted a chance to own what was now considered the rarest modern Washington quarter in existence. The coin was put up for auction, drawing global attention. The auction itself was a historic event. As the bidding began, the price skyrocketed almost immediately. Wealthy collectors from around the world, along with major museums and private investors, fought for the chance to claim this one-of-a-kind 1994 P quarter. The final bid came in at an unbelievable $50 million, setting a new world record for the most expensive Washington quarter ever sold. But that wasn't the end of the story. Shortly after the record-breaking sale, more collectors began searching their coin collections for rare 1994 P quarters. Over time, a few more examples of the Phantom Eagle Strike error were found, each one selling for millions at private auctions. Could you be holding one of these valuable 1994 P quarters without even realizing it? Here's how you can check. 1. Inspect the reverse design. Carefully look for any signs of a second, shadow-like eagle overlapping the regular design. The error is subtle, so use a magnifying glass to examine the details closely. 2. Check the weight. A regular quarter should weigh 5.67 grams, while a silver error quarter weighs 6.25 grams. If you have a digital scale, weigh your quarter to see if it matches the silver weight. 3. Look for other minting errors. Some 1994 P quarters have slight doubling in Liberty and Iron God We Trust. Another valuable error that off-center strikes and die breaks can also make a coin more desirable. Point 4. Get it professionally graded. If you think you have a valuable 1994 P quarter, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. A certified grade can increase its market value significantly. Even if you don't find a $50 million quarter in your collection, there are still valuable 1994 P quarters worth searching for. Some error varieties sell for thousands of dollars, and high-grade, well-preserved coins can bring in hundreds to thousands at auctions. The story of the 1994 P quarter dollar is a reminder that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Whether it's a rare minting error, an unusual composition, or a coin in perfect condition, there are still valuable discoveries waiting to be made. Every coin has a history, and sometimes that history makes it worth a fortune. The 1994 P quarter that sold for millions is a perfect example of how the tiniest details can turn a simple piece of pocket change into one of the most valuable collectibles in the world. So, before you spend that quarter on a vending machine snack, take a closer look. You never know. You might be holding the next record-breaking treasure. Keep searching, stay curious, and always check your change. The next multi-million-dollar coin could be sitting right in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. Next, the 1981 P quarter dollar may seem like an ordinary coin, but hidden among the millions minted that year are some of the rarest and most valuable specimens ever discovered. The story of these quarters is filled with mystery, errors, and extraordinary finds that have sent collectors into a frenzy. While most 1981 P quarters are worth only face value, a handful have sold for astronomical prices, with one specimen fetching an incredible $50 million at auction. How did this happen? What makes this particular quarter so special? And could you have one of these valuable coins sitting in your collection, completely unaware of its hidden worth? The Washington Quarter Series, designed by John Flanagan, has been a staple of American currency since 1932. The coin's obverse features a distinguished portrait of George Washington, while the reverse showcases a majestic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for producing these quarters, struck more than 600 million of them in 1981. With such a massive production number, most quarters from this year are incredibly common. However, among this ocean of ordinary coins, a few exceptional specimens stand out due to rare minting errors, unusual compositions, and perfect preservation. One of the most famous and valuable 1981 P quarters is known as the deep mirror proof-like error, a phenomenon that has baffled numismatists for decades. This rare variety was not supposed to exist in circulation. Proof-like coins are typically made with specially polished dies and struck multiple times to create a deep, mirror-like finish. These are normally reserved for collector's editions and should not appear in regular circulation. However, somehow, a batch of these proof-like 1981 P quarters made it out of the mint and into everyday use. Unlike regular quarters, these coins have a highly reflective, mirror-like surface on both the obverse and reverse. The details of Washington's portrait and the eagle's feathers appear much sharper due to the special striking process. Under magnification, these coins reveal an unmistakable deep frost contrast, usually only seen on rare proof coins. Collectors speculate that these quarters were struck using dies that were unintentionally polished to proof-like standards. This error occurred in a high-speed production environment, making it an exceptionally rare mistake. The number of such coins in existence remains unknown, but only a handful have ever been found, making them highly sought after by collectors. The most famous of these proof-like quarters was discovered in pristine condition decades after it was minted. Unlike most quarters, which accumulate scratches and wear from circulation, this one remained untouched, locked away in a private collection. When it was finally graded by PCGS professional coin grading service, experts were stunned. It was given the highest possible grade of MS-70, a flawless rating almost never seen in circulated coins. The coin was eventually put up for auction, where a fierce bidding war broke out among wealthy collectors, museums, and investors. The final sale price? An astonishing $50 million, a world record for a Washington quarter. This single sale catapulted the 1981 P quarter into numismatic history and sparked renewed interest in searching for similar era coins. But this wasn't the only valuable 1981 P quarter to be discovered. Over the years, collectors have found several other varieties that command high prices, including 1. The double die obverse, DDO. Errare, select few 1981. P quarters exhibit a doubling effect on the obverse, particularly in the words liberty and in God we trust. This error occurs when the die shifts slightly between strikes, creating a duplicated image. These double die quarters have sold for anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000, depending on their condition and the clarity of the doubling point too. Off-center strikes, some 1981. P quarters were struck improperly, resulting in an off-center image where part of the design is missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin. Quarters with a 50% or more off-center strike can fetch upwards of $10,000 to $25,000 at auction point 3. Wrong planchet errors in an even rarer mistake. Some 1981, P quarters were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other coins, such as dimes or even silver blanks. These wrong planchet errors are incredibly rare, with some specimens selling for $30,000 or more. Point 4. Overstruck coins, a few 1981. P quarters have been found with remnants of another coin design underneath the Washington portrait, indicating that they were struck on a previously used planchet. These bizarre overstruck quarters have sold for $20,000 or more, depending on the clarity of the overstruck design. With so many valuable varieties out there, how can you tell if you have a rare 1981 P quarter in your possession? Here's what to look for. Step 1. Check the luster and reflection. Hold your quarter under a bright light and slowly tilt it back and forth. If the surface appears deeply reflective, almost like a mirror, you might have one of the rare proof-like errors. Step 2. Inspect for doubling. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the words liberty and I in God we trust for any signs of doubling. That if you see overlapping or shadowed letters, you may have a double die error. Step 3. Weigh your quarter. A standard 1981 P quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. That if your quarter is significantly lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on the wrong planchet, making it extremely rare. Step 4. Look for misalignment or off-center strikes. If the design appears shifted or if part of the coin is missing, you could have an off-center strike error, which increases the coin's value. Step 5. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect you have a rare variety, send your coin to PCGS or NGC for authentication. And grading a high-graded error coin can drastically increase in value once it receives an official certification. The story of the 1981 P quarter dollar proves that even modern coins can hold incredible value. While most people overlook these coins in their daily transactions, a lucky few have stumbled upon treasures worth millions. The numismatic world is full of surprises, and as long as collectors continue searching, new discoveries will continue to emerge. Could the next multi-million-dollar quarter be hiding in your coin jar? Keep searching, check your change carefully, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. The next record-breaking discovery could be sitting right in your hands, waiting to be found.